Hi, I'm Blisy. Hey guys, if you enjoy this video, I appreciate a like, comment, sub, and little bell notification. Thanks so much, enjoy. Hey everyone, this is going to be a video on how to get a shiny starter in Pokemon Gale of Darkness. Before the video starts, I want to thank Green Darkness for donating this copy to me. Yeah, I don't know, he's a mod, an admin in my server and my stream chat, and so I just want to say I really appreciate the donation, man. You're ultimate homie for sending this my way after my tragic issues with these copies. So finding the seed in this game is actually pretty easy. You're going to need a few programs for this. You're going to need the GameCube RNG helper, and you're going to need Eon Timer as well in order to attempt a shiny here. You're going to go into quick battle and battle versus a CPU, and then you're going to click the Find Your Seed button on the GameCube Pokemon RNG Assistant, and all you have to do is very similar to Coliseum if you've done that before. You just have to go into the battle versus CPU with the highest difficulty. It's ultimate in English, and pick the Pokemon here. The first time you don't type their HP, but from the first time onwards you have to type exactly what their HPs are. So I have Mewtwo and Zapdos the second round, and you don't have to pick Entei or Blaziken even though they're there. You just type in their HP. It's really easy still. And then it's going to do some like processing or whatever, and you just have to do it again. It's very, very similar to the process that Coliseum uses. Like I said, you just need, there's a little more / different information. I actually don't know why there's only 2 Pokemon selected per team. I don't know if it's like quick 2v2 battles. I've never even entered the battle here before, but once it gives you your seed, click the Store Seed button on the bottom, and look for shinies, and if there's none, click the Auto Reroll button. And so what it does is it tells you after a specific amount of going in and out of the quick battle selection, it calls it rerolls, you'll have a new current seed that will have a shiny. So I do this, I think it's 23 times here, in order to get to a proper seed that has a shiny. And this could be, this number, it tells you after auto rerolls, it could be anywhere from like, 1 to like 50 something I've had before. So as you can see, after the 20 something rerolls I have here, I'm on the exact what it predicts. So like it said, Deoxys with 250 HP, Zapdos with 312 HP. There's my shiny frame right here, and it tells you what frame you have to put it into Eon Timer. Now after a few tests, I realize I'm always pretty much 6 or 7 frames early, like every time. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but I'll cover what to do, like how to get to that calibration once I enter my seed. So anyway, once you've entered your time into Eon Timer, you're doing the Gen 3 tab, standard mode, calibration, and pre-timer both at 0, and target frame typed there in the target frame, what it tells you to. So you start the Eon Timer at the same time as you start the as you hit like create a new save file, and then when Eon Timer hits 0 is when you hit start to save your name. I always just type my name out, but I don't think you have to. Although it is a bit faster for the keyboard to show up and a bit more consistent from what I've heard. So I recommend typing your own name if you want, which is the opposite of Coliseum, where it was more difficult to get a custom name if you wanted to RNG a specific trainer ID. And the great thing about this method is it also lets you find out your secret ID as well. So here you check the Pokemon out. So this is my Eevee. And what you can use here is a few different things. You can use the gender and the nature and the ability to determine what frame you hit, and your trainer ID. So if we look for the trainer ID that I got, because it's not shiny, you can see I hit the frame before. And so if you do this the first time without any calibration, what you should do is figure out if you're consistently hitting early or late, and then if you are, aim early or late. So I was hitting 7 frames late or 6 frames late, both. I was jumping between the two very consistently, And so what I did was I just aimed 7 frames or 6 frames before my target instead. And that way I was hitting consistently 1 or 2 frames like before my target. And that's how I was able to calibrate to get very close to my target frame very consistently. So attempt number 2, all you have to do is you can soft reset the console. You don't have to hard reset it or anything like that. It's really easy with this new RNG helper. And you just have to go through the same process again. It's really breezy and quick now that you don't have to use the whole Japanese tool or anything like that. I think getting Eevee is one of the simpler RNGs in this game so far. Don't want to bloviate too much here on the seed finding process, but like I said, you just pick which Pokemon show up, type their HP stats, and hit update next until it gives you an initial seed. I always like to store seed just in case, and it seems that I only need 9 rerolls this time. Always make sure that it tells you, I leave that dialogue up by the way, to always make sure I have the matching number of like HP stats and Pokemon it tells me. So like I said, I was 7 frames late, so I go, I was bouncing between 7 and 6, and I had it the last few times I had hit 6 frames early, so I aimed for 6 frames early this time. I began muting the volume as well because I found that I was having a hard time concentrating on Eon Timer properly without my volume muted. So like I said, you hit A to start the game at the same time as you're starting Eon Timer, so I go 6 frames early, type in the frame that is 6 frames early, and start Eon Timer and my game at the same time, the new story at the same time. Type the new name as fast as possible, and hit A when this hits 0. So this cutscene is really boring and long, but I'll play through it this time to do a bit more explanation. So first of all, the cutscene and the battle afterwards do not affect anything. You don't need to worry about that. If you want a shiny or whatever, you have to watch it. It sucks. This is probably like, I don't know, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes of just goofy GameCube Gales of Darkness cutscene. But it's not the worst wait, and resets are often pretty quick, I think. You can also use this method just to specifically search for stats. This tool is really handy when it comes to looking for specific spreads for EVs. You can find specific stat spreads, specific natures, genders, etc., all that junk. So it was built for speedrunning, but luckily there just is a nice little shiny option there, which is super handy. And also just make sure to run from this battle as fast as you can. You luckily don't have to fight it. So I just give in as quickly as possible, and then I mash through the person's dialogue. Now it's important to make sure you keep note of, if you want to know your secret ID to RNG abuse some more shinies later on in the game, it's important to stick around for the next part. So as you can see, I got a shiny Jolly Nature, which is what the reporter told me it would be. Now your secret ID is actually just the next ID downwards. So I was just making sure the stats and all that lined up to everything. But if you can see, the other secret or the other ID there was 128889, I think. Just the one right below it is going to be your secret ID, and the one you aimed is going to be your regular ID. Now, if you really want to make sure that that's actually your secret ID, there is a method to do it using Jinzaru's tools. So what you're going to do is open up XDCheck and type in your Eevee's exact IVs, nature, gender, etc., and you'll get the exact seed that the Eevee was, and you can use the tool to determine that. You'll get the exact seed it was, copy that seed, paste it into the top box of the last section, type in R == and then your trainer ID, and in the middle-ish box type 3 and hit generate, and you'll get that same exact seed. So leave that seed there. set the little box to 2, delete everything, and then hit again, enter again, and then your secret ID will show up, and it will just be the ID that was after the one you were aiming for. Really, really simple, really quick, but it's just a way to double check if you're extra paranoid.